Okay. Let's get this game up on the board. Health warning. Sensitivity. Capcom. Auto-save warning. Here we go. All right. Of course, everything's okay. All right, so where we left off. Possibly. Think about that for a little while. I'm also concerned. Is that actually where I left off? Is that the most recent one? Yeah. Something like that. April 28th. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 3. Phew. That was hairy. Tell me about it. We barely made it through by the skin of my teeth. I can't say I'm crazy about that prosecutor Sadmati either. You know, with the way he says, let it go and move on, as if it's nothing. Let it go and move on, huh? Oh boy, am I interrupting a secret conclave of villains or something? Or is this what's-his-face? I recognize his voice. Don't question mark him at me. Your next evil scheme in the works already? What do you want? Keep making that face, champ, and everybody's gonna change the channel. Look this way, Trucy. Now, smile for the camera. Your text is purple. Oh, good heck. Let's see those pearly whites. Isn't that what the Grammar Creed tells you to do? But yes, how do you bake him up? How's it feel, Trucy? Everybody online can't stop talking about you. They're calling you real witch out there. Could this be the end of Troop Grammar? Go away, you creep. Oh, what's this? Something just charged into frame. Looks like a yellow gorilla or something. Could it be Trucy's pet? Filming's prohibited inside the courthouse. You want me to get the bailiff? Filming? What are you talking about? I don't even have a camera on me. Huh? What happened to the camera? Disappearing act. Teleportation trick. It just disappeared right before our very eyes. Hold on a second, I'm adjusting this. That's not happening. Like, closet door open. An inconvenient way. All right. It just disappeared right before our very eyes. I'll be enjoying the rest of the Trucy show from the gallery. I put out a call for Trucy's fans to come and support her earlier, by the way. Bet I'll get some great footage out of them. It's gonna be good. Hang loose, baby. He called in some of Trucy's fans, but for what purpose? Apollo? That thing Mr. Ratons just did? That was some high-level sleight of hand. Huh? Why would you know how to do something like that? Because he has two X-shaped scars on his elbow if we look at him closely, bark, bark, bark? I don't know, but he definitely has some serious magic skills. No way. But I thought he said magicians were all a bunch of good-for-nothings. Hold on a second here. Doot. Roger Ratons. Ratons Roger. 35, 30. I'm about to bark. But bark. Like they don't have to be the same for bark, but we'll see. Mr. Lawyer? Oh, hello, Bonnie. Can I help you with something? Well, there's something that's been bothering me. Really? What is it? Well, you see? Hey, dummy, what are you whispering to Lobster Boy about? Betty? Who the heck do you think you are? Are you crazy? You want a piece of this? You know you have to talk to me first before you do or say anything. You hairbrain. But shut your mouth, you dumb bunny. Come with me, now. I wonder what was bothering her. There's no way we're finding that out with Betty constantly hovering over her like that. Court is about to reconvene. Will you be all right testifying? Yes. It's just... I wonder what Mr. Ratons has up his sleeve. I doubt he's bringing in actual fans. Yeah, probably not. I wonder what he has up his sleeve, too. You better not be trying to get under Trucy's skin right now, of all times. You're Trucy, right? And you'll be fine. Such a mess. Oh. Where goes Apollo with his best trick? That's right. Whenever I'm feeling down, I always tell myself I'm fine. Self-deception. All right, I'll give it a try. I'm Trucy, right? And I'm fine. Thanks, Polly. I think I can do this now. Atta girl. Good luck up there on the stand. You'll do great. Thanks. I'll be fine. I can do this. All right, Justice. You can do this too. Time to focus on the rest of the trial. April 28, District Court, Courtroom number 6. Court is now back in session. Defendant, please step up to the witness stand. Trucy Wright, magician. Here comes a liar, deceitful witch. Throw the murder in jail. Last member, that criminal troupe. We don't want to see it on any stage. Order. The gallery will be quiet, or we'll have you all thrown out on the spot. What's with all the hecklers? Yeah, I think the fans are in quote marks. Bet they're the fans Mr. Red invited. What a grade A jerk. Well, he's not going to psych us out. Now then, Ms. Wright. This court would like to know if you switch from the steel sword to a rubber one on stage. So, please testify about this issue. She's just going to try and trick us again with her magic. Hurry up and convict her already. Give her the death penalty.
Silence, all of you. I won't tell you again. Ms. Wright, do you feel able to testify?
Yes. I'm fine, Your Honor. Jersey, I knew I shouldn't have let her go through with this. I'd like to make a small request. How about, instead of testifying with words, I show you exactly what happened? Would that be all right, Your Honor? You can witness my stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourselves. Huh? In spite of everything, she's still smiling. Our Trucy's amazing, isn't she? She sure is. She's doing just fine up there. A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face. She's faithfully following the true Grammar Creed even now. She really is something else. It's showtime for magical girl Trucy Wright. Watch carefully now, everybody. Witness testimony. The stupendous sword switch. Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on this sword. Allow me to demonstrate just how sharp this blade truly is. Okay. See that? No tricks or gimmicks. A very sharp sword indeed. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I take this sword and... Presto Sordo! There, I've switched it. And now... Hop! As you can see, the blade is not steel, but rubber.
Bravo, Ms. Wright.
Oh, wow. She switched him in a flash. I couldn't see her do it at all. She's completely turned the room around. The hecklers are being drowned out by all the cheering.
Where did the steel sword vanish off to, Ms. Wright? In order to deepen our understanding of the case, please tell us if you would. I'm not asking out of mere curiosity, just so you know.
I usually hide the steel sword backstage when I switch him during the show.
So when you thrust the rubber sword into the coffin, the steel sword wasn't even on stage, but behind the curtain?
Exactly. So you see, there is a trick and a gimmick to it after all. And as for where the steel sword went when I performed the trick just now... It's a secret. Wouldn't want to spoil the magic for you now, would I?
Oh,
Oh, that's our Trucy. Yeah, still... Ms. Wright? That part where you spun around? That's an actual part of the sword switching trick you do for the show, right? Right. The other parts, like the apple, were just to help with my explanation here in court. That's funny. I think I found an inconsistency in her testimony. Did she not do a twirling when she did the bark, bark, bark? I don't think she did a twirling. But I don't know if we also saw her do anything with the, We didn't see her doing anything sharp with the sword. Right? Wrong. Like, she does a thing, she does not spin around. We don't know if she did that off stage either. Huh. I mean, not off, but off camera, because it wasn't always on her. But presumably bark, bark, bark. Trauma?
Anyway, okay. We're probably gonna have to go through it. Bark. Anyway,
That's funny.
I think I found an inconsistency in her testimony. It looks like I'm not the only one. I don't know what it's doing there, but now that I've found it, I have to get to the bottom of it. Now then, Mr. Justice, you may go ahead and question the witness. But try not to ask dumb questions and spoil this wondrous magic. I thought there was supposed to be my cross-examination. Cross-examination. The stupendous sword switch.
Ladies and gentlemen, please focus your attention on this sword.
Hold it!
Please be careful, Ms. Wright.
Don't worry, I've practiced this trick 1,000 times.
That's right, Apollo. You have to give Trucy some credit. She knows what she's doing.
I know, but it still makes me nervous every time.
But that's what magic is all about. A truly great magician can make her audience experience all kinds of thrills and chills.
I guess you're right.
I'd better try not to interrupt her too much while she's doing the trick. I don't want to distract her or break her concentration.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, back to the exciting world of magic. Allow me to demonstrate just how sharp this blade truly is.
Hold it!
Ms. Wright, please don't swing that big dangerous thing around. Somebody could get hurt.
Apollo, please don't shout when I'm swinging said blade around. Somebody could get hurt.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I couldn't help myself.
You should know better than to talk to me when I'm on stage.
Mr. Justice, I'll see you in my chambers after court is adjourned.
Uh-oh. I don't suppose anyone can make me disappear before that happens. Let's just watch quietly, shall we, Apollo? And now, back to the show. See that? No tricks or gimmicks. A very sharp sword indeed.
Hydrate? Yeah, I can do that.
Snack!
Also snort.
Snark! I'm in the middle of a cross-examination. Blank.
Okay. It has been predicted that Snack would have to be disbreed. Have to at least numb on the burrito a moment, so 1 second. Sorry about paper noises.
Blank. Blank.
Okay.
Heck. Boxer McFoxo, thank you for 18 months of choosing me for your sub. And 2 entire stream babies. I'm concerned that we mislaid the first one, but hopefully it'll be alright. Anyway. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, watch as I take this sword and...
Hold on.
Hold it!
Oops, I did it again. I've had it up to here, Apollo. Can't you listen quietly like a big boy?
No.
Sorry about that. I got a little too worked up. Apollo?
Hello. Today you've been texturing the boxiest winter paw. Aw.
Now, boys and girls, watch carefully and please don't kick the seat in front of you. I will now take this sword and... Presto Sordo. There, I've switched it. And now, hop! Hold on, I didn't do the Presto Sordo.
Hold it!
That's a shenanigan. She didn't do the thing.
Meh.
So, you switched swords when you spun around just now?
That's right. It's the same way I do the trick in the actual magic show, too. But I'm also doing a lot of extra things that I don't do during the show right now, though. Key point is a sword switch. If only we could prove she did it during the actual show, too.
Right. Prove that she switched them during the show.
What's the matter, Paul? You look troubled.
Oh, it's nothing.
View all videos.
We saw the video a few minutes ago. She did not turn around.
Uh-oh, this is quite the pickle. How should I go about handling this?
Ms. Wright, please continue with your trick.
So you've all just witnessed me switching the swords. And now, hop!
Hold it!
Heck. Oh, fun. Well, watch out! What do you think you're doing, Apollo?
But you are putting yourself in danger. I couldn't just stand by it, not say something. Mr. Justice, you're putting your head in danger of meeting my gavel.
Apollo, you better apologize for you become this case's next victim. I'm very sorry, everyone. How did it come to this?
We will all judge threatening violence.
Yeah, it's a mess. Alright. Alright, boys and girls, if you want to ask for an encore, wait until the end, okay? Now then, my sword was sharp as steel just moments ago, but... as you can see, the blade is not steel, but rubber.
Hold it!
Wow, that's incredible. When in the world did you switch? Huh? But I explained it once already. Could you show it to me again? Sure. But remember, a magician doesn't usually share secrets. So this is a very special exception. And I'm very grateful for your generosity, believe me. I better take a good hard look at the instant she switches the swords. Yeah. Even though she explained how she does it, I still can't see her do it. It blows me away no matter how many times I watch. Yeah, me too, but, what is it, Apollo? Did you notice anything about the way Trusy moves during the trick? You mean like her movements? I don't get it. It's a real story, Trusy. Okay, so, the bit where she spins... Presto Sordo! We will present the thing where she does not spin in the video. Probably.
Objection!
Ms. Wright, there's something I'd like to confirm with you. Huh? What is it, Apollo? There seems to be a discrepancy between the way you performed the trick for us just now and the way it appears in the show footage. What? But that can't be. I performed it exactly the same way both times.
Then what's going on here? Ms. Wright, I have the show footage right here. And the part where you twirl your cape around is missing from it.
What? But I did it.
So... It really is the exact moment you switch the swords?
Yes, that's right.
I knew it.
Well, I certainly never expected the defense to expose the accused's lie for me.
Mr. Justice, does this mean that you are arguing that the defendant did not swap the swords during the actual magic show?
No, Your Honor. That wasn't my intention. I mean... I did swap them. I know I did. I'm absolutely sure of it.
Objection!
Human memory is unreliable at best, but in this case, I am afraid that it is the witness herself who cannot be trusted. We can see the footage for ourselves. The claims of this witness are false. But now that it has been proven that the accused did not swap swords, it means that the use of the steel sword to pierce the coffin was wholly intentional. And, by the way, was it not you, Mr. Justice, who argued that Mr. Reyes's death was not an accident, but murder? I assume you have no objections to that still? It was, after all, your own assertion.
Defense has an objection to you, Mr. Apollo Justice. I demand you withdraw the discrepancy you pointed out now. But there is a discrepancy, and it must mean something. I'm sure of it. Would the defense team kindly save their spat until after court is adjourned? Now, after all this debate, it seems we've come back around to the original argument. The defendant never knew about the prank plan the defendant knew about the prank plan that would place the victim inside the coffin. What's more, the defendant did not perform the sword-switching trick on stage.
Through her actions, I'm afraid I have come to see the true intentions of the accused. Her murderous intentions.
It's such a shame.
But I did switch the swords, I swear.
You're knee-deep in it now, Justice.
Excuse me?
Let's see, you are... Which one again? Benny. No, that's not right. Body?
It's Bonnie. You were mixing the two names together, Your Honor.
Oh, pardon me. And do you have something you wish to say, Bonnie?
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to testify.
About what?
The more I think about it, the less possible it seems. I don't believe Trucy killed Mr. Reyes.
Bonnie?
Hey, what's the big idea? Is such an incredibly gifted and talented magician would never commit murder. I refuse to believe it. What are you talking about? You harebrained hare. And keep your trap shut. I got a bag of baby carrots for you, so chew on those and pipe down. No, I won't be quiet. What's the matter with you? Didn't you hear me? Trucy said something to me once. Huh? And she said, no matter how scared you get, no matter how mean people are to you, you can't give in or give up. And that's what being a professional magician is all about. Isn't that right, Trucy? That's right, Bonnie. I've always been afraid to stand up to Betty, afraid to defy her, so I did what she said. But when I saw Trucy today, she gave me strength. She's just gonna try and trick us again with her magic. Hurry up and convict her already. Give her the death penalty. I'd like to make a small request. How about, instead of testifying with words, I show you exactly what happened. Would that be all right, Your Honor? You can witness my stupendous sword-switching magic and judge for yourselves. Seeing her courage, the way she kept smiling despite everything, she's just incredible. So I'm not going to run away. I'm scared, but for once, I'm going to be brave.
Dumb.
What have you done to my sister, Trucy Wright? You've practically brainwashed her. Well, it's power of Trucy's conviction. That's what it is. It's touched Bonnie's heart. Yeah, Trucy really is one magical girl. Bonnie, is the topic of your testimony related to that thing that was bothering you? The thing you tried to tell us about in the lobby during the recess? Yes. Ever since I saw the show footage, something's been nagging at me.
Oh no, phrasing.
Phrasing? Oh no. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but something is off. I feel like something about it is different from what I saw on the stage.
What do you mean by that, Bonnie?
I wonder if what was shown on TV is really the same as what happened on stage.
Objection!
Of course it is. The show has only been performed once, after all. It can't show anything other than what happened on that stage yesterday.
Objection!
But Bonnie's testimony deserves our attention. We have to examine the show footage.
But what can we check it against? Do you have some other footage of the show?
Hydrate.
Okay.
Oink. Thank you, Elder Ishmael. Also, not feel late. Sorry. Oh.
Secret bunny cam.
Secret bunny cam.
Or maybe secret bat camera.
We're thinking maybe secret victim camera since he had the... But he probably doesn't have useful video. Like, we know he had a camera in the stage area, but I don't know any other bark.
But what can we check it against? Do you have some other footage of the show?
Well... I have some show footage. You do? One of the TV station's cameramen said he was a fan of mine. He kept his camera on me throughout the entire show. And then, afterwards, he gave me the footage he shot as a present. He did? To tell you the truth, I thought it was kind of creepy, so I was going to get rid of it.
Hold it!
Please submit that footage to the court. Just imagine if some, creep video focused entirely on some part of her anatomy or something.
Now then, let's take a look at this new footage. Okay, a little bit of creep. Oomph. Okay. Oh, cards. Oh. Second trauma moment. Well, wow. Okay then. He really did keep his camera on Bonnie the whole time, didn't he? I think his cameraman needs to keep his personal feelings out of his work. Well, Defense, do you still believe this new show footage is worth inspecting? Of course I do. Okay, so how are we going to go about this? Let's try comparing the two. Or we just might find an inconsistency between them. An inconsistency, huh? Yes. The two pieces of footage are of the same scene, so they should match up. Bonnie felt there was something off about the original footage, like these playing cards flying through the air. So if we could pick out what's different between the two, we'll know what Bonnie found strange. Exactly. Plus, we may figure out why the original doesn't show the sword switching trick. Your Honor, the defense would like to compare these two pieces of show footage. Very well, I will allow it. What a waste of time. Paulo, do you know how to compare the two pieces of footage? No, I've never done it before. I'll give you a little lesson now. Use the video player's buttons to go through the footage. When you want to speed through, use the fast forward button, the A button. If you want to go back, use the rewind button, the Y button. If you want to halt the playback, just use the pause button, the B. Oh, and by the way, if you fast forward or rewind when the playback is paused, you can do slow, frame by frame playback. Okay. And so how do I switch between the two videos? Just use the switch camera button. Now, if you find a difference between two pieces of footage, put the cursor over what's different, present it to the court. Thanks, Steve. You really know your stuff. Not really. I just gave it some gusto, and they went with my good on most of it. What? I sure hope she gets right. Anyway, let's give it a try. What's different between the two videos? Okay, so able to switch to I don't like that long intermission between swaps. Oof. Okay, then she exists. Okay, cards. What the heck are cards? How does this happen? Why are there cards? This is my moment of hate. Why aren't there cards? What did you do? No. Okay, there.
It plays both taps, I think.
It shouldn't. What is this? Oh, wow.
I like this. The controls along the bottom trying to tell me what to push do not list all the... don't have space to list everything.
So it says present, which y'all can't even see because it's covered up by my graphic. But the present doesn't even have the button that it is. It can only be X, though. It's the only one that's left.
Take that!
This is it right here. Take a good look at this scene and compare it to the video shot from the front.
Oh, the playing cards don't appear in the video shot from the front.
Hey, right. What's going on here? Miss Wright, can you tell us about these playing cards? Or what can you tell us about these playing cards? Oh, those? They're the cards I throw when I do the sword switching trick. What?
Mr. Justice, does this mean...
Yes, it means the sword switching trick was cut from the TV show footage. So the footage was edited? Yes, with malicious intent. That is absurd.
Well, we must get to the bottom of this right away. Bailiff, the TV station might still have the unedited footage. Go see what you can find out.
Yes, Your Honor. Hold it.
Choose? Oh, okay.
It's like we have to let people know that our artist actually drew this whole guy. That's you. Now hold up, Your Honor. This is all just a big misunderstanding. Believe you me. Give a guy a chance to defend himself before you start pointing fingers.
And who might you be?
Right. Sorry about that. Got ahead of myself there. Here's my business card. Charmed to make your acquaintance, Your Honor.
Oh, well, how very polite of you.
It's lovely to meet you too, Prosecutor Almighty. Please take my card. A business card? Ah, yes. I read about this custom among businessmen in this country. I have even familiarized myself with the various replies. How do you do, good sir? Or what's crack-a-lackin', homie, for example.
Oh, you're from Take Two TV, are you, witness? Come to think of it, I believe I've seen you on television before.
Yes, Roger Ratings, otherwise known as the Ratings Roger.
I used to say crack-a-lackin' back in the day.
Crack-a-lackin'. He is a TV producer and appears on many of his own shows as of late. He is best known for his catchphrase, "Hang loose, baby."
Oh my, so you're the Ratings Roger.
Hang loose, judge it, baby. Nice courtroom you got here.
Oh, I never thought I'd get to meet you in person. But Prosecutor Almighty, how do you know so much about him?
In preparation for the case, I watched all of his shows. I found the Ratings Raja Goes to Burger Barn of particular interest. It inspired me to visit that restaurant straight away to learn more about the local cuisine.
What? You went to Burger Barn?
Who would have thought? You must have really wanted to try it, huh, buddy? 'Cause that line, whew. Compared to my ascetic training, an hour's wait is nothing. I recommend the Southwestern Burger with jalapeno jack cheese, by the way. I'm having a really hard time picturing him in line for burgers.
Prosecutor Satmati's unexpected enthusiasm for food aside, Mr. Raidens, what is this misunderstanding you mentioned?
Well, for starters, it's true that the footage was edited. You'll get your hands on this anyway, so I might as well show you the unedited footage. It's a pretty long video, so I'll just show you the part with the playing cards. You can see the cards when Trucy spins around, so keep your eyes peeled. Okay. Peeling those eyes. Yep. Cards everywhere. Art of distraction. Did you see the part that was cut where Trucy switched the swords? She spins around and the playing cards go flying. Everything's like it's supposed to be.
Then it seems the defendant really did swap swords during the trick.
Which means the sword Miss Wright thrust in the coffin was a rubber one. In other words, Miss Wright couldn't have killed Mr. Reyes. Yeah, see, that's the first misunderstanding right there. What do you mean? Well, Trucy definitely did swap swords, as you saw. So yeah, maybe she didn't kill Mr. Reyes when she stabbed the coffin. But that just means he was killed after he showed up, pretending to be a corpse. So, you're saying that up until that point, everything was going according to script? If that's true, then when and how exactly do you think he was killed? It was after the dragon set piece came crashing down. Say Trucy murdered Mr. Reyes when she was hidden from view behind the set piece. She could have easily done it behind that huge dragon, and nobody'd be the wiser. I see. Indeed, there is a ring of truth to your assertion. You bet. Plus, there's a suspicious-looking shadow in the footage, too. It's toward the end of the footage, just before the dragon hits the stage. It might be easier just to see it for yourselves. Outfit. Like. It's only for a split second, so it's hard to catch. But look here. This suspicious shadow must be Trucy. She's using the steel sword she hid behind the curtain during the trick to kill the victim.
Now that you mention it, I suppose it does look that way.
Objection!
This witness is just trying to ram his theory down our throats, Your Honor. That's not all. Are we forgetting that the witness willfully edited the sword switch out of the footage? You see, there's your second misunderstanding right there. Your Honor, Would you mind if I testified about it? I've seen people testify on TV, and I always wanted to give it a shot.
Is he going to say that they asked him to edit it out so people couldn't guess the trick by doing a frame by frame? That will be fine with me. Prosecutor said Marty.
This is quite unexpected. It threatens to disrupt the karmic course of this case. Hey, lighten up, pretty boy. You're gonna like what I've got to say. Promise. Very well. However, if you do anything to impede the last rites for the victim, I will have you removed.
All right. With Prosecutor Sudmati's permission, please give us your testimony, Mr. Ratons.
Roger Ratons, the Ratons Raja. Now, Kaiser of the courtroom. Taking over the floor, so listen up, loyal viewers.
Witness testimony. It wasn't deliberate, I tell you.
Footage is meant to be edited, I tell you. Scenes are spliced together, and long or boring scenes are cut out. All stations edit footage this way. It wasn't like it was done maliciously or something. It was just a coincidence. That particular scene was cut. It wasn't intentional. Or what? You got some proof that I had an ulterior motive for editing that footage? Like some contract saying I'd get $3 million if I disrupted the show in the name of Trucy Right?
Oh, I see. So it's like it was a coincidence that the sword-swapping scene was cut.
That's right. Glad you got the picture.
Objection!
Coincidence? That's just a little too convenient if you ask me. Oh, an objection. How cool. It sure packs a lot more punch when you hear it live. Do that again. I want to get another shot from a different angle.
Isn't it still illegal to film in the courthouse?
My objection is not for your entertainment. And cut. There. I got some good stuff there.
Mr. Ratons, filming is prohibited inside the courthouse.
Oops. My bad, Judge.
And if the defense has an issue, it can point it out during its cross-examination.
Cross-examination. Wasn't deliberate, I tell you. Footage is meant to be edited, I tell you.
Hold it!
Really? I never heard anybody say that. People come to Twitch to watch unedited video all the time. It's common knowledge in the TV world. You got any idea what a snooze cruise it'd be to watch a magic show without editing? Like you would if you were in person, like a caveman. A magic show like that one, anyway. That was ice cold. Anyway, editing is what makes TV worth watching. That's why nobody watches my YouTube. Scenes are spliced together, and long or boring scenes are cut out.
Hold it!
Are you saying you thought there were boring scenes in Ms. Wright's magic show? You gotta ask. That script and presentation deserve a place on the cutting room floor. Broadcasting that mess as is would have been a complete disaster. That's why I had to edit the footage. It's just what a TV man does. What didn't you like about the show exactly? The whole thing. It was a major snooze fest. Maybe common folk like you don't get it, but a show's only as good as how loud, flashy, and trashy it is. It was plenty loud and flashy on its own. All you did was add the trash. I suppose each industry has its own way of doing things. Just as we, in the legal profession, focus exclusively on evidence and testimony. Exactly. Whether it's showbiz or the legal biz, we do what we gotta do to get the job done. Anyway, editing footage is just a matter of course in the TV industry. All the stations edit footage this way. It wasn't like it was done maliciously or something.
Hold it!
It wasn't done maliciously, huh? But I get the distinct impression that you bear feelings of ill will toward True Gamery. What makes you think that? The things that you yourself have said. You'll see. I'll dig up the dirt and expose the dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove those Grammary magicians are all a bunch of lowlifes. And I also get the impression that you felt this way for a long time.
Objection!
Words such as those can be interpreted in many different ways. For example, though I bear the defense no ill will, I would not hesitate to say that he is a good-for-nothing lout of a lawyer.
You bear me no ill will? Could have fooled me.
And yet, it is the truth. I am only strict on you, as it seems you have strayed from the path. If you have any objections, Mr. Justice, please make your case with evidence in the future. Mr. Radens, please continue your testimony.
It was just a coincidence that particular scene was cut. It wasn't intentional.
Hold it!
Of all the scenes you could have cut, why the sword switching trick? That seems like too much of a coincidence to me. Oh, so now you're gonna tell me how I'm supposed to edit my programs, big shot? It's hard being the boss, kid. You gotta make the tough choices, like which content gets cut. And let me ask you this. Why exactly did you make such a tough choice in this case? You wouldn't understand, champ. It's all about artistic vision. I tell you, people tell you how to do your job when they don't know the first thing about it. I mean, no TV, but I know evidence law. Boy, do I have some for you, champ. I might not be able to show that your selective editing was intentional. However, I know you bear the defendant ill will, and this is the evidence that proves it.
Okay, so this does not show ill will. It just shows, predatoriness, which isn't necessarily personal. This shows ill will. I don't know if I can show that. Oh, wait. There's also this, the whole prank, staged by Roger Reddens. That's what I want to show, probably.
Take that!
This piece of evidence, no, it doesn't. Proves that you bear ill will towards the defendant. That thing. What could that possibly prove? Take a good look right here. Wouldn't you agree that it puts you in a bad light? But looking bad and having evil intentions are two entirely different things. Look at me, for example. I'm not evil, but I am a bit of a bad boy.
Oh, if I could be a bad boy myself. But bad lawyers get penalties for presenting bad evidence.
That was my bad. Look, I didn't mean anything by it. It was just a coincidence I edited out that scene.
Okay, well, I have to do it again, or I can get in there with the clipboard, I guess. And then we can show the actual thing there.
Hold it!
Okay. Doot. Doot. No. Yes. He just stopped to check his Twitter. In the middle of the bark. Okay. Ill intention. Clipboard. Sure hope so.
Take that!
Nope.
Huh? What's that you got there? This is the contract you had Ms. Wright sign just before the magic show. This contract between the first party, Take Two TV, and the second party, Ms. Wright, reads, if, through the fault of the second party, the show must be cancelled in part or in full, the second party will pay $3 million as compensation to the first party.
$3 million. That's a completely unreasonable sum.
I couldn't agree more. And of course, Ms. Wright doesn't have that kind of money. Night, Bacon Mutt. Thank you for spending time with us. Woo. Nevertheless, Roger Reddens had her sign this in reasonable contract anyway. Or, more accurately, he conned her into signing it.
Ponder. How did you do that?
There is a trick to the clipboard that was used by Ms. Wright to sign her contract. Hydrate? Yeah, I can do it. Probably.
Thank you, Otter Ishmael.
How's this carbon paper that can secretly copy your signature onto their documents? Oh, come on now. That's quite a nasty accusation you're slinging my way. For starters, you don't have any proof I had anything to do with that carbon paper stuff. Just 'cause Trucy and her agency can't pay up, that doesn't mean I conned her.
But $3 million, that's totally out of reach for the average person. In any case, this is important new information. Please add it to your testimony, Mr. Reddens.
Where's your proof linking me to that tricked out clipboard? You don't have any, do you?
Now, there's this. I don't know. I mean, this doesn't count as... That sure is zoomed in well, isn't it? Go guy! Hey, howdy, welcome out. Okay, so what's the purpose of showing me how well that is zoomed out? Is it going to be an exact match of signature? Yeah, it probably is. Is it exactly exact? I would like to show that. I don't know if that would count, but we're gonna bark.
Hold it!
This clipboard is yours, though, isn't it, Mr. Ratons? Well, it belongs to the TV station, anyway. That much I know. Maybe it was an old prop from one of our TV shows that got used by mistake. Or maybe you used it on purpose. Economy's right.
Objection!
Mr. Ratons has already stated that he did not. Mr. Justice, please do not use this trial to try to get out of paying your agency's debt. That's not what I'm doing. Proof Mr. Ratons is connected to the carbon paper, huh? If Trucy's signature is copied on the fake contract, then it must be an original contract that Trucy actually did sign. True, but I bet Ratons is too savvy to leave something like that behind his evidence. What if her signature was copied onto more than just the fake contract? Yeah. Like a third document with Trucy's signature on it? Have we seen anything like that, though? Yes, we have. What are you guys whispering about? Let me continue my testimony. Or what? You got some proof that I had an ulterior motive for editing that footage?
Okay, so, I mean, I would just show the contract again here, but I don't... But we kind of just did that. I'd like to. But let's talk it out first.
Hold it!
What other scenes did you cut from the footage? Huh? Oh, no others, I guess. You mean you only edited out the sword-switching trick scene and nothing else? Don't you think it's too much of a stretch to claim that is mere coincidence?
Objection!
No matter how artificial you find the affair, stranger things have happened on their own. That is, unless you have something with which to prove otherwise, defense? Well, if you have valid criticism of Mr. Rayton's testimony...
Blah. Tom has been bloaty all day.
Aw, and not in the good ways. Poor Fluff. Feel free to counter with evidence. Well, Paula? It would sure make things easier if we had some. I think the defense team needs to be edited out of this trial. That's what they need. I'll have to clean up this footage later. He isn't really going to put this on TV, is he? Filming isn't allowed in the courthouse. Proof that Trucy's signature is copied, huh? Well, we don't have proof. That's why our agency's under seizure right now. True, or do we?
So let's show this. I don't think it can bark, but we'll see.
Objection!
Okay.
You must be quite the con man if you can fool a magician with a simple trick. But if you think you can con a lawyer, you're very much mistaken. Hey, kid, would it kill you to enunciate in front of the camera? What? You think Apollo Justice is cords of steel is not enunciating into the camera? I'm sorry. Think of the viewers. You know, like a newscaster. I'd like you to take a look at Ms. Wright's signature here on this note. Now let's compare that signature to the one here on this contract.
Well, would you look at that? They're exactly the same.
That's right, Your Honor. Not just similar, but exactly the same. Nobody can sign their name in exactly the same way twice, unless it's a copy.
Yes, keep going.
These signatures are proof positive that you conned Ms. Wright. And they definitively prove your malicious intent. Say, not bad, lawyer guy. Didn't know you had it in you. This is really getting interesting now. It'll get great ratings, for sure. Don't try to dodge the issue, Mr. Ravens. The fact is that you bear ill will against my client. So the show footage was definitely edited with malicious intentions. Isn't that right?
Objection.
What a forced argument, defense. All you have really proven is not his ill will toward Ms. Wright, but his pecuniary greed.
That's right. I just wanted money, baby. Fat stacks of cheddar. That's all. After all, never even crossed paths with Trucy before this magic show. Do I have evidence against that? So I'd have absolutely no reason to bear her any ill will, right? Do I have a proof against that?
He's guilty. Just look at his Jafar beard.
Jafar beard. The shenanigans. So many shenanigans. Man of mystery. So I'd have absolutely no reason to bear her any ill will, right? He didn't bear any ill will, huh? Fat chance. This guy definitely has some major hate for Trucy. You'll see. I'll dig up the dirt and expose a dark heart behind that sweet smile. I'll prove those Granary magicians are all a bunch of lowlifes. Can't prove it with anything, but the things he said all point to that fact. There must be something between the two of them that gave birth to this grudge. Some sort of connection that not even Trucy's aware of. Your Honor, I'd like to argue that Roger Radens and Trucy Wright must have crossed paths before. There must be some hidden connection between them.
Hidden?
Connection?
What is it now? Just what are you getting at, Mr. Justice? It is futile to even ask, Your Honor. Surely it is just another one of the defense's feckless claims.
Objection.
You don't seem to have a very high opinion of me, but once you hear my argument, you wish you'd taken me a whole lot more seriously.
Will I? Really? Very well, then. Do proceed.
Did you figure something out, Apollo? Nope, not a thing.
What?
I was just good old-fashioned bluffing, courtesy of Mr. Wright's fine training. I hope you know what you're doing.
If you're going to make such a bold claim, Mr. Justice, I hope you're ready to elaborate. What is this hidden connection between the defendant and Roger Raidens? Raidens is a magician, too.
That sleight of hand trick Mr. Raidens did during the recess earlier. Filming's prohibited inside the courthouse. You want me to get the bailiff? Oof. Huh? Filming? What are you talking about? I don't even have a camera on me. What if Mr. Raidens is a magician too?
What if? I believe it's up to the defense to fill in the blanks, not me.
Well, if he is, he may have had some contact with Miss Wright somewhere along the way.
Objection.
Your argument is hardly worth responding to. But, by all means, please do continue. As a passage in the sacred scriptures of Huraianism states, he who gives a sermon to a monkey is himself a monkey.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say to a dimwit. He ain't gonna get it anyway. We saw Mr. Raidens perform a magic trick. He made his video camera disappear in the blink of an eye. Well, I think it would be pretty funny if I were a magician. They just didn't animate me putting it away. You must have been seeing things. Want me to introduce you to a good eye doctor?
If a connection as tenuous as that is all it takes, then every magician in the country could potentially bear ill will toward the accused.
I guess you're right. You're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, are you, short stuff?
You would do well to cleanse that putrid mind of yours in the holy waters of Mount Boniboni. 3 days under a frigid waterfall, and even you should rise to the level of a monkey.
Ha ha ha! A numbskull for a numbskull. This numbskull has a thick skin, so there. I think I get what they're driving at. Even if he is a magician, it's not exactly a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy, is it? Hold on. I can think of one person. One magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against Trucy. Or rather, one magician who has a reason to bear a grudge against True Grammary. Oh? No way.
Is something wrong, Mr. Justice?
Your Honor, the defense wishes to submit evidence at this time.
I see. And what sort of evidence do you have for us?
Evidence that points to the real killer. The one who had a motive to commit this crime.
What? And what have you come up with this time, defense?
Trucy Wright is the sole heir to True Grammary and its name. This puts her square in the crosshairs of one particular magician. And this piece of evidence points to that one person with a grudge against Ms. Wright.
Okay. So am I showing this picture here? I mean, that's the only piece of evidence I have that I suspect.
Take that!
No? And who exactly are you naming, Mr. Justice?
13 years ago, The great Mr. Reyes belonged to Troop Gramarye. But then the troop ousted him, and Mr. Reyes vowed to get revenge on them someday. And what better way to accomplish that than through the ruination of their sole heir?
But Mr. Reyes is the victim, Mr. Justice. Isn't the victim man of mystery? You've named a dead man as your suspect.
But is he really dead?
What do you mean, is he really dead?
If the fact that Mr. Reyes is the victim is what's throwing you off, then how about we consider this possibility? What if the man who died on that stage yesterday wasn't Mr. Reyes? What? You mean the victim was an imposter?
So, I was going to look out for this.
His real name is Man of Mystery. But was it back then? At the time? You know? I don't know. Like, what kind of stage name is Mr. Reyes? The mysterious. Sure, I get it. Okay, whatever. What? You mean the victim was an imposter?
Not Mr. Reyes. Well, then what about the real Mr. Reyes?
I'd mean the real Mr. Reyes is still alive.
That is absurd. Mr. Justice, who is the real Mr. Reyes, if not the victim of this case?
It's all coming together now. I finally see the gimmick, the trick to this entire case. This should explain everything, Your Honor. The real killer, the one who hated Troop Gramarye and wanted to sully its name. Hold on a second here.
Okay. Someone mentioned something about the differences between the picture, this picture and the other one. I don't know what to see. What beside the canceled sticker there was. Anyway.
The real killer, the one who hated Troop Gramarye and wanted to sully its name. The magician lurking in the shadows who set up a fake Mr. Reyes in his stead. The real Mr. Reyes is Bonnie DeFarm. Mr. Reyes himself.
Alright.
Take that!
But that's...
Yes, yes it is. Roger Reigns is the real Mr. Reyes.
What?
Ham?
Objection!
Oh, hollow red pepper, your impotent seeds sprout not but meaningless, empty words. You can't possibly have proof to support such an outlandish theory. It's not a bad idea for a soap opera, but not even die-hard fans of the genre would stick around past the pilot. You want proof? Well, I got proof. I can prove it by... Oh, yeah! Proving that the Mr. Reyes in yesterday's magic show was a fake. 'Cause unmarked elbows. Okay. And to do that, Yep. I just need you to look at this spot on this poster. Elbows.
Take that!
This is the injury Mr. Reyes sustained while practicing a magic trick 13 years ago. However, the video the victim shot of himself shows no trace of that injury. They haven't invented the filters that would automatically make you prettier. Destroy all scars, blemishes.
Oh, my, you're absolutely right.
Now, Mr. Reddens, what do you suppose we'd find if we took a look at your right forearm? Is there by chance a nasty 13-year-old scar on that sleeve of yours? I don't think it's gonna stay nasty for 13 years. Come on. Scars don't always go away, but they'll fade a bit, generally. Well, Mr. Reddens, why don't you roll up your sleeve and let the court have a look? Or are you hiding something else up there? You could plead the fifth, which apparently doesn't work in these courts for some reason. Come on now. I have nothing up my sleeve. I don't need to hide anything up there, because I require no tricks or gimmicks. For you see, my magic is the real deal. Is this what you were hoping to see? Oh, there it is. The scar. Just as I thought. That's right. I am the forgotten magician, abandoned to the dark understage of history. Doing the trick. The great Mr. Reyes.
This
It's totally absurd. Hydrate, I can possibly do that. Ho, ho, ho. How ironic, wouldn't you say? Thank you, Auto Ishmael. This odious mark, carved into me by Troop Grammary, will bring me back into the limelight once more. Strange are the karmic threads before me. If the witness is the real Mr. Reyes, then who is the victim who perished in the magic show? Brownies? Oh no. I haven't even finished burritos. Well, the victim's name is Manoff Mystery. He was but a fan. I met him on one of my programs several years ago.
Even if it's 9.
I'm gonna be up for another hour at least. He said he'd become a magician out of admiration for the great Mr. Reyes. In confidence, I told him my true identity and let him take on my mantle.
And when did this man take over for you?
About 2 years ago, I taught him my tricks, even acted as his producer. And so, a mere amateur became a popular magician overnight. Courtesy of my magic on the stage we call television. Hope you enjoy the show.
You really had us all fooled.
Speaking of the show, you have to do the horrible poll. Mr. Rains, or should I say Mr. S? Clearly, Mr. S is a fake name. In your hatred of Troop Grammary, you killed the victim, Mr. Mystery, and then set up Ms. Right to take the fall, didn't you? You did it all just to tarnish the Grammary name. Ho, ho, ho. I have no idea what you're talking about, lad. I set up the prank. That much is true. But it was simply a harmless joke on Trucy, I assure you. Yet she learned of the plan and made use of it to commit murder. That is how strongly the criminal element runs in the
Harmless.
blood of these Grammaries. Harmless.
Objection!
Well, there was a secret prank plan that very few people knew about.
I wanted her to pay millions to get pranked.
Couldn't you have been the one to use it for murder instead? Ah! Yikes! Eek. His head! Got your nose! Just kidding. What the heck was that? Heed my words, lawyer lad, for I fear your grasp on reality is slipping. I do believe I told you that my magic is real. It employs neither tricks nor gimmicks. Enough for the ambiguity. Why don't you make your point already? My alibi is as pristine as ever. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Sadmighty? Yes, I suppose that is correct. The witness does have a solid alibi. What? Recall, defense, that at the time of the magic show, Mr. Rettins was at Take-Two TV. A fact that many people can easily attest to. Ah, that's right. I forgot about that. So what do you think, Your Honor? Would you like me to testify on the matter?
Yes, I think you'd better. Please tell the court more about your alibi.
Very well, then. On with the show. Are you watching Magnify Grammar from the flames of hell? The time has finally come for my magic to snuff out your precious pedigree. Yeah, no, we will, huh? The Grammar line will be no more. Witness testimony. My perfect alibi. I was at the TV station at the time of the Penrose performance. I was busy working on another TV program. Could spare no time for the magic show. Do ask my staff if you doubt my claim. And there it is, a simple and perfect alibi. No tricks, no gimmicks, just the truth. Do you understand now, perhaps? I did not grace the theater with my presence until after the incident. So how could I have committed the murder? His staff did say he was there at the station, so it sure does sound like a rock-solid alibi.
He is the shadow.
There is the shadow. But, the thing is, proving it. Well, that can't be right. If Mr. Ratings is the killer, he'd have had to be at the theater. There's got to be a hole somewhere in this story. Like, who is running the camera? Question mark. Also, he edited that video real quick. I'll tell you. I assure you, there are no holes on Mr. Reyes' stage. No tricks, no gimmicks. True magic doesn't need trapdoors to escape through. Do enjoy my show to the fullest. And my real alibi. Cross-examination. My perfect alibi. I was at the TV station at the time of the Penrose performance.
Hold it!
But you did come to the theater eventually, isn't that right? Indeed. Anxious to see how the show was progressing, I made my way to the theater. Let's see. My journey took about 10 minutes by car. Could he actually been at the theater during those 10 minutes, killing the victim? Ho, ho, ho. Allow me a stab at reading your mind. Could I have been at the theater during those 10 minutes, killing the victim? How in the... But no, I took a taxi. The driver can attest to that. Feel free to call the taxi company if my word does not satisfy you. The driver is a big fan of the Ratings Raja. I even gave him my card.
Not like they would remember if it's not a double or something.
He gave the driver his card? That's very clever of him. You might as well give it up, lad. Questioning real magic is a fool's errand. Besides, you know very well what I was doing at the time of the incident. I was busy working on another TV program. I could spare no time for the magic show.
Hold it!
What is this other TV show you're working on? My own special project, you see. One moment. Perhaps this is more appropriate. It's a Ratings Raja special production. Yeah, hang loose, baby. Baby. It's called Desperation Regeneration. He switched personas just to say that? What's the show about? Washed up, has-been singers, and comedians get together, play musical chairs. The winner of the game is given a second chance at their career. Priceless prize for chubs who washed up too early in life. Sounds great, right? Might I suggest you appear on that show, Mr. Justice? As the ex-lawyer who used to make ridiculous bluffs in court and faded away, sadly, into obscurity. Let the Ratings Raja produce my TV debut? Not in this lifetime. You may have great reactions. Who knows? TV might be your true calling. Hey, whose side are you on? In any case, I was overseeing production of this program during the Penrose performance. Do ask my staff if you doubt my claim.
Hold it!
How do we know those staff members aren't in cahoots with you? Make it my business to perform solo. My magic has neither need nor want of assistance. After all, one of them could reveal the secrets behind my magic, could they not? So he doesn't trust anybody, huh?
Enders.
MDAs. But, huh? He's a complete opposite of Truce. There were many people there in the studio audience who saw the witness as well. Even if he had been able to persuade his own staff to cover for him, he could not have convinced so many complete strangers to do the same. He really has made a rock-solid alibi for himself. Yeah, it's almost too good, you know? It's
Could have perhaps swapped bodies too.
It's eerie how perfect it is. I mean, the magic of TV is. Perhaps the times are not the times expected. I don't know. That's all been revealed to you now. And there it is. A simple and perfect alibi. No tricks, no gimmicks, just the truth.
Hold it!
I've got it. Do you have a brother? Do we have a second case of twins? Brother looks exactly like you, maybe? Again with the twins business? You think the audience lets you get away with using the same gimmick twice in a row? If you do not believe him defends, why not investigate for yourself? Yeah, I mean, literally, there was already one person, the person on stage and who became the victim, who was imitating the guy. Though I'm sure your efforts will prove to be thoroughly fruitless. Yeah, I guess the twins theory is a little far-fetched. His alibi really is airtight.
I believe we've heard enough. While I believe the witness does indeed harbor some ill will against the defendant, there is no reason to doubt that he was at the TV station at the time of the incident.
Yes, the facts prove it was impossible for the witness to have been involved with this crime. Well, it's impossible for him to be present for the crime, but you can be involved in the crime all sorts of ways without actually being there. Right? Uh-huh. These last rites for the victim have dragged on long enough.
He set up everything though, because he made a script.
Did. The soul of the victim himself is so bored that it is resting on top of your Honor's head.
It is.
The time has come. Let us punish the sinner and guide the victim's soul to the twilight realm. Does the script say anything about it? Because, yeah, we haven't used it for anything. Staged by. Causing another round of surprise. Let us punish the sinner and guide the victim's soul to the twilight realm. Apollo, Truce should be thrown in prison, and we'll be out of a job. But if you catch tasty fishies, will you sell me some at a good price? What? Tasty fishies? I told you, I have absolutely zero intention of going off on a tuna boat. Did Bark bark? Did I miss a conversation? Think, Justice.
Fishmongers don't get paid much.
You It's just a lot of nowhere, is what I'm saying. Thank you, Justice. You have to figure this out. Deleted scene. Oh no. The Rayton's Roger edited it out because it was boring. Thank you, Justice. You have to figure this out. It's no use. I can't find a single flaw. So what now? Ho, ho, ho. Behold, my never-ending magic show. Come for the awe-inspiring showmanship of the great Mr. Reyes. And stay for my grand illusion until the end of time. Wait, is he saying we're still trapped inside some sort of illusion of his? No, he's pulling his sands and saying it's his turn, and he's never gonna hand it back to me. That's what professional magicians do.
He's gloating.
They make their audience see something that isn't really there. In other words, you make us see illusions, right? We call it misdirection. While we keep you busy believing one thing, we're busy making something else happen. What we say is there really isn't, and what we say isn't there actually is. Could it be? You know what, Mr. Raytons? I guess we have all been spectators to the elaborate illusion you've prepared for us. An illusion that subtly turned our attention towards something you wanted us to see. What are you going on about, lad? You got something, Apollo? I just remembered something Trucy said about misdirection. What a magician says is there really isn't. And what they say isn't there actually is. If we've all been taken for a ride by Mr. Rayton's magic, then maybe he's made us see something that wasn't really there. Well, it's time to rethink all my assumptions about this case. What have we been made to believe was there when it actually wasn't? What have we taken to be the absolute facts of this case? If I reevaluate the validity of all these things, then just maybe... Athena. Okay, so someone in the video, we discussed this earlier. Someone in the video slid down as the early shadow, but we only saw it up. I think both shadows went up. Whatever. Shenanigans. Someone was on the other side, but actually they couldn't be on the other side because we would have seen that in Bonnie's video. Well, probably. Point is, people could be stabbed in the coffin from the other side. And that's a different... I don't know if that's... I will put down my theorizing and read like a good stage monkey. Athena, there's something uncanny about this case. Okay, what is it? Rayton's alibi. It's too perfect. Well, that's true. It's like it's impossible to break, no matter how hard we try. But maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's exactly what he wants us to think. I'm not following. We're not making any headway here because we've been so focused on breaking his alibi. Have we? Oh, I think I get it. You're saying he's using misdirection on us, right? It's definitely a possibility.
Would the defense care to share with everyone what it's discussing over there?
Your Honor, we believe that if we were to reconsider a certain assumption, we may finally arrive at the truth. In fact, I think we'll even finally see who's hiding behind the curtain, so to speak.
And what is this certain assumption you're thinking of?
This is the one key assumption we've been taking for granted this whole time. Roger Raton's guilt? We've been taking it for granted the whole time. The culprit was on scene. The crime scene. Yeah, the culprit probably didn't need to be there. But also, the crime scene didn't need to be. Oh, good heck. Oh, good heck. I don't know, but it could be, ooh. Okay, well, the culprit, we're gonna say the culprit was not on scene because the alibi is too perfect. The crime scene would have to be elsewhere. That or someone other than Mr. Reyes did it. We still have suspiciously suspicious Betty going on, who was kind of generally in cahoots and was downstage, understage. So I'm going to go with Roger Raton's guilt, question mark. It's gonna be weird. Roger Raton's isn't the culprit after all. I'm only saying that because we still have the possibility of Betty, which I don't think we actually resolved. Well, the fact of a different crime scene, we don't have too much that's linked us to that possibility. Anyway, Roger Raton's isn't the culprit after all. So you finally came to your senses. Thanks. Let me reduce your agency's debt by $100. We deserve a bigger reduction than that, buddy.
I hope you're not implying that you'll retract your accusation in exchange for a reduction. That would be bribery.
No, of course not.
Well, you certainly haven't given me any reason to reduce your penalty.
No! Yeah, just a reason to up my micromort count for today. What the heck? Okay, so the crime scene. I mean, it could be all these things. Is the thing. This game is mean and gives you these false choices. Like last time, when they're like, "Oh, choose between the teleportation trick, or there was a fake bunny, or there were two bunnies." Guess what? All three were true, but only one of them the game would allow you to say. Because bark, 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 bark. With the crime scene. The actual scene of the crime wasn't the theater, but the TV station. Mr. Raton's brought the victim's body to the theater after the fact.
Objection.
The idea
Foolish,
Phoenix Wright is ridiculous with them.
foolish lawyer. Well, that's true. Then what about the body you witnessed during the show? Don't you know it's rude to ask how a trick is done, Prosecutor Sudmati?
And don't you know it's rude to make far-fetched claims, Mr. Justice?
I'll brush up on courtroom manners 101. Again, just for you, Your Honor. Alright, so the murder could have really only taken place at the theater, which means this is the one key assumption we've been taking for granted this whole time. We'll do a little save because bark, bark, bark. I don't know how friendly the retry is, because we haven't failed yet. Culprit was on scene. What if the culprit was somewhere other than the theater at the time of the crime? What if there was some way to commit the murder without actually being there? If that were the case, Mr. Raton's perfect alibi would become irrelevant.
Objection.
How could one person stab another to death with a sword without physically being there? Furthermore, we all saw what appears to be the culprit's shadow in the footage.
Objection!
Couldn't we just as easily assume that the shadow does not belong to the culprit?
Well, we could assume it doesn't belong to Roger.
He could have been under the stage.
Well, so, like, my thought was, thing is, there are two shadows, and they both go up. So, it makes sense if they're, like, counterweights on the winches. One counterweight dropped the dragon, happened at the same time. The other one dropped something else. Possibly. Well, if it's not the culprits, then whose is it?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the right track. We've all seen something that looks like this shadow shape before, Your Honor, during the magic show itself.
In that case, please point it out in the show footage for us.
This is the thing, it looks suspiciously similar to the shadowy figure of the culprit.
What resembles the shadowy figure seen on stage? Where's my pause button?
Wow.
Is it when Hat disappeared? Right, it does because they do grab Mr. Hat. Soup? There you go.
No! Frame fast forwarded.
Take that!
Okay, so one was Mr. Hat. The other one was the dragon.
Doesn't this shadow resemble the suspicious shadowy figure?
Now that you mention it, it does, doesn't it?
Ms. Wright, could you identify this shadow for the court? Let's see. I believe that's Mr. Hat's shadow. It's from when he's being pulled up from the stage to the catwalk overhead by wire. Then, could this shadow that's shown later in the footage be Mr. Hat too? No, that's not possible. We already established he was just lifted at the beginning of the show. After Mr. Hat was pulled up the catwalk, he stayed up there. In other words, the second shadow is from some other figure being pulled up.
Some other figure? I'm afraid you'll need to be more specific than that, Mr. Justice.
He's right. We've come this far. We'll just have to figure it out from the clues I have on hand.
What is the second shadow showed in the footage? Is it whoever was in the coffin?
The body has a carabine.
Yeah. Yeah. But the body wasn't lifted, question mark? Unless someone else was the body also? See, this is just levels upon levels of ridiculous. Someone shoved him in here, I think, but that's me. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and throw this because chat has suggested it, and I can blame chat if they're wrong. Just to make sure. Wait. Oh yeah! Mr. Reyes will come back to life, laughing and flying up into the air, causing another round of surprise. So yes, it is indeed the corpse, probably.
Take that!
I don't know. If we consider what was happening on the stage at the time, there's only one answer. The shadow belonged to the fake Mr. Reyes. In other words, Mr. Man of Mystery.
The victim.
Please take a look at the prank plan script. Mr. Mystery was to pretend to be dead and then fly up into the air after that. Isn't that right, Mr. Reyes? Indeed. And what of it? I contend that that's exactly what happened. The victim was wearing a stunt harness around his waist. It was most likely attached to a stunt wire, so it could be pulled up into the air.
So you're suggesting that, after pretending to be dead in the coffin, the victim flew up into the air, just as the prank script says?
Exactly. We just couldn't see him go flying up, because the dragon was blocking our view. And that last trick, ladies and gentlemen, is a true pièce de résistance of the culprit's murderous magic show. Ah. Don't tell me. You got it all figured out? Yes, I think so. Now, if we can just look beyond Mr. Rayton's last bit of misdirection, we should finally be able to see the real truth. The victim must have been pulled up the catwalk just like Mr. Hat, and hit the cushioning up there with considerable force. Oh no. I just have to figure out what else happened up there at that time.
Are you ready to elaborate, Mr. Justice?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready.
In that case, please answer me this. Why did the culprit make the victim fly up into the air like that?
To murder him? To murder him. Because again, wham right into the ceiling instead of flying around and hilarity ensuing. There's no hiding the body. We found the body. The body wasn't missing. Just why did the culprit have the victim fly up after he appeared in the coffin? And how did the victim actually die? When he
Could
was
be an
only
alibi too.
when he was only pretending to be dead in the coffin? If we can figure out how these two questions relate, the answer should become clear. Could it be... Mr. Mystery must have thought he was still just part of a prank when he appeared on stage. He probably didn't suspect a thing as he was being pulled into the air. After Ms. Wright was called backstage, and just as the set piece fell. But the culprit had already planted the real murder weapon in a cushion in the catwalk. It was probably a knife or a blade of some sort. What? You mean... Yes, it really was a magical murder. Just as the prank strip said, Mr. Mystery was whisked up into the air. And straight into a blade there in the catwalk. In other words, this murder was committed remotely through the use of a magic trick. What?
How?
Remotely.
Using this method, it wouldn't matter where Mr. Raytons was at the time of death.
But how exactly does it work, Mr. Justice?
Sword of Damocles.
Just before the murder occurred? The dragon set piece was up in the catwalk. It and Mr. Man of Mystery were connected to each other by a wire at the time. By carrying out the prank plan, Betty made the dragon set piece fall, which caused Mr. Mystery to rocket straight up and into the blade in the cushion. The cushion was high up enough to be hidden from the audience's view. That's why nobody saw the blade.
Okay, but... Just like in the original thing where we're like, wait a minute. Where's the blood? You kill a guy by running him all the way through, and there's not a spray of blood all over that stage. Maybe not a... Even if there's not like horror movie levels of gushing gore everywhere, you're gonna have many droplets or whatever. They're gonna have a trajectory people forensics should be able to find. Here's me trying to invent an episode of CSI or something. Okay. Oh, and that big gash in Mr. Hat's cane. The blade must have been set up overhead sometime before the magic show. Mr. Hat must have been slashed by it too when he was pulled up to the cushion. I can't believe it. I had no idea. I was told that Trucy would freak out if I made the set piece fall.
Eat your hamburgers, Apollo.
Eat your hamburgers, Apollo.
And that's the only reason I did it.
Trucy would freak out. You were used, Betty. Roger Raydens used you.
I thought he was my little puppet to boss around, but it was the other way around.
After the incident occurred, Mr. Raydens arrived at the theater. He got the murder weapon and swapped the rubber sword with a bloody steel one. That's also when he lowered the victim's body down the stage. But how did he have time to do all that? When the set piece fell, the audience was evacuated from the building. He was able to do all those things after the fact because there was no one around to see. A horrific murder, camouflaged by a spectacular magic show. That sounds like the kind of murder only a magician could pull off. Yes, you would need a magician to do the spectacular magic show part. As long as the show proceeded as it was scripted, Mr. Mystery was doomed to die. That's why it was you, Mr. Raydens, who killed the victim, all the way from the TV station. This prank plan, or should I say murder plan, proves your murderous intent. Soroka! Enough! You dim-witted, ignorant, imbecilic, putrid red pepper. He can't possibly have a counter-argument to make. Talk about not knowing when to let it go and move on. Do you have a rebuttal or something, Prosecutor Sedmati? Brownified. Brownies have been submitted. No blade of any kind was found in the catwalk, which means you have no evidence to support your theory. But Mr. Raydens retrieved it after the fact. Which still leaves you with no way to prove your wildly fantastic remote murder theory. But without proof, does it not make more sense to believe that the murder was committed there on the stage? That's where the bloodstained sword was found after all, is it? Sword stabbed. Contains the rubber sword. Trucy said she swapped it. But that was... Didn't we see that under stage? That is a very good point. As the only person who could have committed the crime there on that stage, Trucy Wright remains the prime suspect. It would appear that what you call truth is little more than a cheap parlor trick. In the end, you have done nothing to prove the accused innocence. It is time at last to let it go and to move on.
Are you seeing this, Magnify Grammarly? My magic is exacting punishment on your granddaughter. The Grammarly name is done for.
Hollow, we need to hit him with a decisive piece of evidence here.
I know. That's just what I was thinking.
Mr. Justice, do you or don't you have anything to prove that the witness committed this remote murder you proposed?
Of course I do, Your Honor.
This entire incident was carried out exactly according to script.
Right. So theoretically, there should be no evidence for us to find or use. Which means our best bet is to see if something unscripted happened.
Namely, the thing already being up? Question mark? Like, why would it already be up? Is the question.
There's got to be something Raidens couldn't have foreseen. And once I find it, that's how I'll expose his murderous trick.
They switched swords with a puppet perhaps?
Hey! Get ready, Mr. Raidens, because I'm about to reveal a secret to your magic. There are no tricks or gimmicks here. Just some good old-fashioned logic. Ooh, the zoomies! As long as the magic show went as scripted, the murder would happen without fail. Everything in this case was carefully planned so that no evidence would be left behind. Still, one thing happened that definitely wasn't in the plan. What part of the magic show wasn't a part of the show's original script? Bonnie's mistake. Bonnie made a mistake. Bonnie made a mistake during Trucy's escape trick. What mistake did Bonnie make during the magic trick? Her life choices. Oh no. Stage lift preparation.
OMG. Who writes these?
People tried to. Speaking of life choices. New poll time. Stage lift preparation. Yes, Trucy had a hard time because the stage lift she needed was in the race position. That wasn't a mistake on Bonnie's part, since Trucy wasn't supposed to use it anyway. It was because Trucy had to suddenly use a different lift that she had to move it. So, what was it that Bonnie did during Trucy's escape trick? What mistake did Bonnie make during the magic trick? Wait, did I not hit the button? Oh, Mr. Hat's positioning. Mr. Hat was on the opposite side. You're right. Mr. Hat was placed in the wrong spot. Because Bonnie placed Mr. Hat to the right of the coffin instead of the left, Trucy had to reappear on the side of the coffin opposite to the one in the show's script. But the culprit didn't know that when he first arrived at the theater, which means he was bound to make a slip-up when he tampered with the crime scene. Which part of the culprit's cover-up attempt was affected by Trucy's new position? Ooh.
I want to say... So... Blood in the coffin hole. There are traces of blood in one of the coffin's holes. It's possible the blood was placed there after the fact. So, if Trucy was supposed to be on the other side, or... Yeah, Trucy is on the other side. So, him who did not know that would have put blood in the other side of the coffin? Question mark? Theoretically? The blood was on the wrong side of the coffin, too. Thinking Trucy had appeared on the left, the culprit must have put the blood in the left hole. But the blood was eventually discovered in the right hole during the police investigation. If the killer had originally put the blood on the left side, that means he must have tampered with the scene again afterwards to make it line up with the facts. To make the crime scene consistent with the facts, the culprit must have swapped the coffin sides, and that's why the fingerprints are facing the wrong way. The culprit swapped the coffin sides. That's right. The left and right panels of the coffin are interchangeable. The culprit must have switched the two panels to make the bloodstain fit the facts. But the switch might have also given rise to something unnatural. Oh, I remember now. There was something unnatural about the coffin, and it's just the evidence I need. One. Sorry, Mr. Ravens, but I have some very conclusive proof of your guilt. Another bluff, is it? There's no way you have anything of the kind. My magic is real. No, there are tricks and gimmicks to it, just like any other illusion. What? After the murder, you switched the left and right panels of the coffin, didn't you? And because you did, you left behind something very unnatural for us to find. This proves that Roger Raymond's tampered with the crime scene after the murder took place.
Take that!
The fingerprinting results. Well, what about the fingerprints is unnatural? Let's take a look at the prints the victim left inside the coffin, shall we? If the victim was facing forward in the coffin, his prints should have looked like this. However, what we found was they were facing the opposite direction. It's quite unnatural for the prints to be facing this way, wouldn't you agree? It is strange, isn't it? But how did they get this way? They got this way because the culprit thought the magic show had gone according to script. The culprit thought Mr. Hat would be on the left side of the coffin, and then Ms. Wright would also pop up to the left of the coffin, as per the show's script. He then assumed she'd thrust a sword into the hole in the left side of the coffin. That's why he put blood in the left hole when he was trying to cover up his crime. But sometime after leaving the bloodstain, the culprit must have realized his mistake. He found out that due to Bonnie's mistake, Mr. Hat was to the right of the coffin. And that despite the script, Ms. Wright had thrust a sword into the hole on the right. In short, the hole with the blood in it was on the side opposite the one that Trucy used. To make the blood's location fit the facts, he had to tamper with the evidence yet again. So he tried to cover his tracks by switching the coffin's left and right panels. Oh, and that's how the fingerprints in the coffin end up backwards. Because the culprit switched the two side panels around. The prints ended up facing the opposite direction. But instead of going to all that trouble with the panels, why didn't the culprit just wipe the blood away and redo it on the other side?
I'm afraid that wouldn't have worked, Your Honor, because of a little something called luminol testing.
Oh, right, luminol. I almost forgot. Luminol can detect trace amounts of blood, even if it's been wiped away, right?
That's right. Wiping the blood away would have only served as proof of his meddling. How about it, Mr. Ratens? I did a pretty good job figuring out your trick, didn't I?
Objection.
Brucey Wright could have done the same just as easily. But why? You have no proof that it was this witness who tampered with the evidence.
Objection.
But I do have proof. What? A person who was in the magic show would never have made the mistake of putting the blood on the wrong side. Least of all, Miss Wright, who surely would have remembered she was on the other side.
Oh, my, you're absolutely right.
Why, you impudent... I'm sure you've realized by now, Prosecutor said Marty, that your claim that Miss Wright is the culprit just doesn't hold up. You and the accused
Objection.
are most certainly bound for hell. Really? Miss Wright and I? Because I think you're the one with the ticket there for trying to convict an innocent girl.
Oh! Prosecutor said, Marty, are you alright?
As for the true culprit, he's someone who knew how the show was supposed to go, but didn't actually see it. Someone who had the chance to tamper with the crime scene after the incident. The only person who fits the bill is you, Roger Ratens. Grammary. All the secrets to your tricks have been revealed. There are no tricks left. I'm afraid your show's been cancelled. Permanently. All of my secrets have been revealed, you say? Don't make me laugh, boy. Mine is a true, real magic. There are no secrets to reveal. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, the true power of the great Mysterious. Witness a magic far greater than true grammar is. Burn. Crumble. Fall to my furious flames. The great Mysterious will bring an end to you all. And now for the final heir to the grammar name. Right here, right now, you two shall Huh? No, this isn't right. No, I didn't do anything wrong. No, it's not my fault. I'm not the one to blame. I'm the victim here. What? Stop. No. Curse you, Grammary.
Monk.
Curse those Grammarys. It's all because of them. Even now, they wound me. Curse them all to the abyss. Do you really hate us that much? Does your hatred run that deep? Deep enough to kill an innocent man? You're damn right. You have no idea what humiliations I had to suffer. Your grandfather, Magnify Grammary, kicked me out after I got hurt practicing my magic. He said I was too unskilled, that I would mess up on stage. He threw me out of the troupe just 'cause he was worried about his own reputation.
I mean, if you mess up on stage, that's going to affect your own reputation, too.
Since I was but a child, it was always my dream to become a great magician. But that magnifier, he took it all from me.
But that's no excuse. There's no reason to do something so evil. Magic is supposed to make people happy, not used as a means for murder.
What's the big deal? I just used what I had available to me. That's all.
I get it now. That attitude toward magic is why my grandfather kicked you out. You don't deserve to call yourself a magician.
Oh. Don't deserve? I don't know about that. After all, you were completely taken in by my magic, were you not? If not for that lawyer over there, you'd be on your way to prison as we speak.
You're right. I didn't see through your tricks.
You see? So in the end, True Grammary was defeated by the great Mr. Race. Ho, ho, ho. You're not fit to lecture me from on high, Trucy Right. You don't even deserve to call yourself a magician, you naive greenhorn. Take that, Grammary. You lose.
If anyone needs to learn to let it go and move on, it's this guy.
This court and my prison can both burn in the flames of my creation.
Bailiff, take Mr. Ratons away and bring a fire extinguisher just to be safe.
We have the bucket.
It looks like we've reached the end. I feel as though we've been watching a grand magic show.
I was close. We just barely made it through somehow.
Just barely.
Huh? Why does Trucy look so down?
Ms. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
I'm about to announce my verdict. Could I see that wonderful smile of yours? That smile of a true entertainer, as I do.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then. Okay, first off, don't tell people to smile. Just don't. If they want to take the advice for smiling, as something they learn on their own, sure. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Trucy Wright, not guilty. Court is adjourned.
Woo.
April 28. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 3.
Thank you for everything, Polly. Oh, Trucy, grazie Dio. Now you can open your show tomorrow, just as planned.
Yep, and it's all thanks to you two. Oh, but now that Mr. Reyes is gone, I'll need to find somebody to replace him.
I don't like the way she's looking at me.
Trucy, I'm so sorry about everything. Hey, what are you apologizing for? Roger Raydon's used us. We're victims too. He even made me an accomplice to murder. But, Betty, we have to take some of the blame for this too, you know. Even if we didn't know he was planning to kill Mr. Mystery, we did cooperate with him. It's all my fault, isn't it? Neither one of you is to blame. The only one in the wrong is the person who used magic to commit murder, Roger Raydon's. Don't you think I know that? Say what you want, but don't think for a second that I don't still hate you. I guess she really does hate me. But Betty, why? You used to be a huge fan of Trucy's. Hey, shut up. I've always hated you. Really? But if we hadn't seen Trucy's magic show, we never would have tried to become professional magicians ourselves, right? Speak for yourself. But Betty, you still have her autograph from that... Yeah, just shut up.
Oh, is she acting this way the whole time because she secretly loves Trucy? Wow, Trucy. I didn't know that I never knew that being the best could be so tough.
Don't worry, Apollo. You'll get there someday. Come on, Bonnie. We're leaving. We have to get ready for tomorrow's show. You're really excited about performing with Trucy again, aren't you? That's not true. So zip it, dummy. Polly? Do you think I really am a naive greenhorn?
Huh? No way. She's not. After all, you were completely taken in by my magic, were you not? If not for that lawyer over there, you'd be on your way to prison as we speak.
You're right. I didn't see through your tricks.
You see? So in the end, Troop Grammary was defeated by the great Mr. Reyes. You're not fit to lecture me from on high, Trucy, right? You don't even deserve to call yourself a magician, you naive greenhorn. Trucy, don't tell me you're taking what Rayton said to heart.
Well, maybe a little. I didn't see through his tricks, and I let myself be taken in by his magic. I can't trust myself anymore. Maybe he was right to call me a greenhorn.
You shouldn't take stock in his words. He doesn't even know the first thing about you.
Huh?
You're a wonderful grammar magician. You should be proud of yourself.
Thank you, Apollo. But what makes you say that?
I know you're a wonderful grammar magician because of this. The book? You always keep a smile on your face?
Take that!
My grandfather's notebook?
The Grammary Creed. A true entertainer always keeps a smile on their face. When you performed your magic trick in court today, you showed the world your dedication to your troop's creed. Even through all the cheering, you kept a smile on your face and won the crowd over. You're everything Magnified could have hoped for in an heir. You're a great magician, Trucy.
A great magician? Me?
You really are. That's why you don't have to worry about what Rayton said.
Oh, Polly, thank you. Still, I couldn't have done it without you. I would have lost my nerve if I'd been alone up there. But I was able to keep on smiling because of you.
Hey,
I remembered what you said to me in the detention center.
after all, you're sure you swapped the swords, right?
Yes, I remember doing it.
And I just know it wasn't your fault, Trucy.
But how can you say that? We don't have any proof it wasn't me. I mean, I know you're a great lawyer, Polly, but
I believe in you, Trucy. And I believe in your skill as a professional magician. So I'm gonna prove your innocence. Don't worry, you're gonna be fine.
your words were what kept me going.
Ah,
Apollo. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Now I can be everything I was meant to be.
Trucy's real smile is the best. I'm so glad I could help make that happen. Emma?
I'm really sorry, Trucy, for everything. But why? Well, I wasn't able to convince Prosecutor Sadamati what a good person you are. And I had to testify against you, too. You have nothing to apologize for. You were just doing your job. You're too kind. Oh, I don't know about... Huh? Is something wrong, Emma? Oh.
Prosecutor Sadmati? What are you doing here?
Detective Sky. Yes? I require your forensic expertise in order to close this case. Come, let us go.
Wait, Prosecutor Sadmati.
I just realized, shed a lesbian.
Lesbian?
The trial is over, Mr. Justice.
She's.
You and I are strangers once more, with no further need to interact.
Way to say, heck off. Strangers? Have you really forgotten all about me? Dum bum bum.
What?
You've really changed, Nayuta. Tell me to let it go and stuff? What happened to you?
O lawyer of impure soul, I have nothing to say to the likes of you.
Are you serious, Nayuta?
Now, if you would excuse me.
Good night. Siri thought I was saying good night.
Oh no.
There he goes. What was that all about, Apollo? How do you know Prosecutor Sadmati? Let's just say we're old acquaintances.
Acquaintances? Seemed like something more than that.
Yeah, well,
You don't like to talk about your past, do you? Because you always change the subject.
I guess I'll have to talk about it someday. But for now, come on, let's forget about the past and celebrate Trucy's future.
Sure, if you say so.
Hey, it's Mr. Wright.
Put him on speakerphone, Apollo.
Beep. What's up, Mr. Wright? Apollo, how's Trucy? What happened at the trial? Did you get a not guilty verdict? Mr. Wright, slow down. Everything's fine.
Hi, Daddy. I'm okay now. She's found not guilty in a very dramatic turnabout. Plus, we saved the office.
Did we?
Did we? I mean, we know we proved that she didn't end the show, but that doesn't mean anything's going to get stopped. It was a great victory for Apollo. Sure, that's a load off my mind. I can't thank you enough, Apollo. Now, I know I can trust you to hold down the fort any time. Me? Really? Yes, you. You're a real full-fledged lawyer now in my eyes. You know, before you were just a... Anyway, a full-fledged lawyer? I still can't wrap my mind around it. Thank goodness you were there to take care of everything. And thank you, Apollo. No need to go that far, boss. Especially not in front of everyone. Because, I mean, Athena is also a lawyer who would be totally capable of solving this herself, too. Oh, and by the way, I won't be able to make it to tomorrow's show, so I was hoping you could go. You'll do that for me, won't you? Of course. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Deep. Full-fledged. So, Daddy asked you to come to tomorrow's show, huh? He's my assistant, right? No. He just asked me to go cheer you on. Okay. Then I'll be sure to save you the best seat in the house, Polly. One inside that coffin. The best seat in the house? I really appreciate the thought, but... Good. Then it's settled. Huh? April 29. Penrose Theater. Stage.
Objection!
I should have known. This is what she meant. Magical girl Trucy Wright will now perform her greatest illusion yet. There are no tricks or gimmicks here, ladies and gentlemen. This is real magic. Wait a minute. You're kidding, right? There is a trick or gimmick, right? I'm too young to die. Now then, Mr. Hat, you know what to do with that sword. No, wait, stop, no! And that is how Trucy and Cranberryland ended on a rousing high note, with the public murder of Apollo Justice. With a big round of applause and Polly's ear-splitting screams. What kind of an ending is that? Oh no. End. Alright, the magical turnabout awarded.
Huzzah.
Huzzah! Alright, let's save us this progress and let's end us this stream. Hoo boy! Okay.